increasing research interest in TOC Pidgin. Understandably, there has been an increased interest in TOC Pidgin among linguists as well as educators and politicians. Indeed, in the early years of the 21st century, the research focus in linguistics in Papua New Guinea can be characterised as supporting or encouraging the promotion of TOC Pidgin as the language of education and instruction. Their interest is in TOC Pidgin in elementary and primary school education and in teacher training. In particular, the National Education Curriculum, based on the colonial Australian objectivist model with norm-referenced assessment, was replaced in 2004 by a new outcomes-based education based on the constructivist theory of Spady, with criterion-referenced assessment, where the outcomes of integrated human development were aligned with the Constitution of Papua New Guinea in promoting equality and participation, national sovereignty and self-reliance, natural resources and environment, and Papua New Guinean ways, in order to empower students to become productive members of PNG society. This was to be achieved by promoting traditional cultural values in education, among which was the acquisition of literacy in TOC Pidgin, and through increasing the quantity and quality both of teachers being educated and of teacher trainers. Learner-centred pedagogy and cultural relevance make TOC Pidgin of vital importance. However, in 2014, the Department of Education announced that from 2015, the outcomes-based education curriculum would be replaced by a standards-based education curriculum for elementary and lower primary school students. While the department used words like failure to describe the outcomes-based curriculum, educators spoke of a reform or evolution of that curriculum. There seems to be a return to an earlier post-colonial policy. The controversy and debate is palpable in spite of the bureaucratic language. One of the standards the department highlighted was the teaching of English, which is no longer to be part of the language subject, but to become a fourth, independent and compulsory subject in the curriculum, taught by phonics and based upon the languages used at home. The department emphasised that English was learnt as a second or third language, that English returned in 2013 as a medium of instruction in the PNG education system, and that the early grade reading assessment had shown a failure in the development of reading and writing skills. A former PNG Secretary of the Department of Education, Joseph Bergelio, advocated the use of the British Jolly Phonics system as part of the new curriculum. Other educationalists have expressed concerns about making English the primary language of educational instruction in the country, with Professor May arguing that the best way to promote the learning of English as a second language is to promote better literacy in people's first languages. Having formal education only in English leaves many students functionally illiterate by the end of their education. Catherine Levy argues that a borrowed language like English cannot express the riches and sophistication of the independent culture in its own environment. Of course, the problem here is that there is no standard first language throughout the country. Further, leaving the acquisition of English until school creates problems for students suddenly confronted with it for the first time. The importance of English is seen in the number of students coming to Australia under the Australia Awards and other schemes for secondary, vocational and tertiary education, which increased from 2,800 in 2002 to 7,600 in 2015. The requirements of English proficiency in PNG are ever increasing, especially if citizens want to participate in the global world of technology.